A very good evening to one and all. As you know, Sadhana University is conducting this series of interviews called as EduTalk. In this series, we are interviewing a lot of heads of institutes and faculty members. The reason being, it's been a year and we all, education industry, is struggling to cope up with a new way of working called the online teaching learning. Many of us have tried our own ways, struggled through them, and now are settling with a hybrid mode of education. Some of the students are joining colleges, institutes, schools. Some of them are still online. They have opted for being online. With all this, we have now adjusted to the new normal. We don't know for how long is this kind of teaching learning going to go, but then we always hope for the best. As we all Indians are known to be having this never give up attitude, we are very much known for jugaad innovation. We have been trying our ways. This made me think that why not to invite those who have successfully experimented through these turbulent times and have come up with some things which will inspire the community entirely. So, through this series, we have listened to some of the experts talking to us, but today's interview is a special one. Today, I have with us someone who is as many years in experience as of my age. So I'm very much humbled to invite today our guest, Professor Shrikant Kallurkar. He is currently working with Atharva College of Engineering, Mumbai, and he is working as the leader, the principal, none other than Principal Dr. Shrikant sir. I'm very happy to interact with him, although I have interacted with him once only. The way he has accepted our invitation to be with us and the generosity that he is exhibiting by sharing his words with us. I'm really, really happy to have you here, sir. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart in the beginning itself. I'm sure that this interaction will inspire us a lot. Believe me, I had to invert my questions completely upside down because here comes a story which is very different than what most of us have experienced. Sir, without wasting further time, I would like to start with this one question that when all of us were struggling to adjust for the first time with the online teaching learning, what must have made you to have a vision way back in the early 2000s to start this online initiative at the institutes where you were working as a leader?
Yes, Madam, yes, as you rightly mentioned, uh, it was the year 2003. I was working as a principal at AISSMS College of Engineering, Pune, what normally we call it as SSPMS. And that time I visited a conference called Online Educa Berlin. And there I came to know that they are the world leaders. And that would have been about 7th or 8th. So they would have started in 90s only. Assuming that online education is going to be the new normal way of education in time to come. And they being the world leaders, I got motivated there basically. I would just mention one session which I attended. It was a keynote address. It was a hall of 1,000 people and about 300 were sitting on the floor. You can imagine how much is the popularity of that program. 2003, I did not understand much about what they are talking. So I visited once again when I was a principal at Marathwada Mitra Mandal, College of Engineering, Karve Nagar, Pune. At that time, my aim was to bring something to my college because it was a new college and it had just started in the year 2006. And within few months, I went there. And there I came to know that there were participants, about 2,000 participants from 95 countries, with 300 stalls of the companies who are dealing with online education.
Okay.
And I wanted to implement something. So, but I was a little confused. So I asked an American professor who was standing on a stall that which one is better, WebCity or the Blackboard?
Okay.
And he just put his hand on my back because he was quite senior to me. And he said, come, we'll have a cup of coffee. He took me there and he said that we Europeans and Americans have burned lakhs and lakhs of millions and millions of dollars experimenting. I would advise you go for the open source, that is Moodle. So there I came to know about Moodle, then I studied and implemented Moodle at Pune. And when I came to Mumbai after a few years, in 2013, I used to deliver lectures in various colleges that time about Moodle. I met one faculty member who had implemented Moodle after hearing me in Mumbai only at Thane area.
Okay.
So I gave him the task with the help of about 20 students and one teacher, 6 months, almost day and night working. Successfully, we were able to implement Moodle in the college and we were next to IIT.
Okay. So that time maybe even the documentation about Moodle also may not be available in support of the implementation. Right, I can understand very well.
Exactly.
That's the hard work that was
needed.
Of
almost 20 students day and night, they were the people who really did it at that time. And that way we started with learning management systems, right, which is also a part of the backbone of today's online education, what we say. Yes. After that,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue, sir.
After that, then we thought that yes, online lecturing is also need of the time, and there's going to be a time when we will have to develop online lecturing. So we decided to go for our own platform. We came across one entrepreneur in Mumbai. He had initiated an activity called VizIQ. We just spent 30,000 rupees for 1 year. And 100 students can attend the lectures at a time. So with this modest beginning, we started. Then my HOD computers here.
Sir, this was which year, sir? Which year it was?
2015.
Okay. Okay, I see. So that time also, yeah.
And then one of our faculty members said, sir, beyond Moodle, I came across another platform, which is American based, the CN, the Course Networking, which is little popular in American universities. But only Singapore University had accepted and Nanyang was planning in Asia.
Okay.
But then we implemented the open source version of their work, but with about 3,500 users from our end. We were the highest user of this platform in the country, which attracted the attraction of the chief executive officer.
Okay.
And we had series of meetings like this with him because he wanted we to be the ambassadors for Asia.
Fantastic, region. Fantastic. Okay, wonderful. So that was the vision that you had, and most probably because of this vision, I think the pandemic must not have hit you and your team worse. Well, when it comes to online teaching learning. Sir, would you like to share?
Yeah. As you rightly said, madam, last 5 years, we made it compulsory that at least 5 hours of teaching should be online.
I see. Okay.
And the two platforms which are popular among the teachers were VizIQ and the CN. But there were few faculty members who were using Google Meet also at that time.
Right.
Which was free.
Right.
So we made one thing very clear that American professor told me, don't spend money for these things.
Right.
Because the technology switchover is so fast that avoid spending money.
Right.
He gave me that hint in the year 2007, so which I'm still following. Right. Minimize the expenditure and maximize your trial and error procedures.
Right. And yeah, people must have started using, already they were using, and then with the pandemic, So what were
In
the,
addition to lectures, madam, we were also conducting practicals because
how can be
Ministry of
practicals online?
HRD, Ministry of HRD had come up with an activity called Sakshat.
Yes.
It's almost 10 years old activity now. That is nothing but virtual lab. So most of the virtual labs of all the IITs, especially these 6 IITs, the old IITs, and Dayalbagh Agra and College of Engineering Pune.
Okay.
These are the institutions selected by Ministry of HRD that time.
Okay.
And because I have my friends in College of Engineering Pune, they said we will come at our cost, train your teachers and help you to start using virtual lab.
Amazing.
So what happened last 5 years, minimum one experiment beyond university syllabus, we said that you must conduct on virtual platform only. So what happened during pandemic, it was announced, nationwide lockdown was announced in March, on 20th of March, 2020.
Yeah.
And in the month of April, our teachers conducted 1,000 hours of lectures and 700 hours of practicals, making use of the platform that was already there.
My God, sir, I have no words. Salute to you and your team. The way you have been, it's a very different story. I'm sure, sir, the listeners, the ones, spectators, nobody
The idea
would
is,
have imagined this kind of a thing already happening
I
at
think,
some
let me
place.
tell
It's
you why I
amazing.
thought in this direction. Because the education system that we have in the country, I was knowing that it's not a very modern method. In fact, it's a little outdated system. So we'll have to follow the global systems one day or the other. What we are doing in new education policy, I had predicted that, and because of that, I decided that we have to go for mass customization in higher education. Basically, it is the concept.
Right.
Say the industry first they had mass production systems.
Correct.
Now
Correct.
they have mass customization through
Correct.
just-in-time and other TechCube and all these things. So this mass customization philosophy among the students community in teaching industry is the need of the time. I was highly convinced for all these days.
That's
So
right,
I
sir.
wanted to develop ways and means to implement mass customization.
Right.
And
Okay.
surprisingly, before the new education policy was announced, 3 months before that, I had organized a program conference on Education 4.0, which was attended by about 3,000 people all over the India.
Okay.
And there, the lecture which I had delivered on mass customization, about 3 to 4 points out of that are part of the NEP 2020.
Really.
So basically, this was the reason we thought that anyway we are going to face it one day or
Right.
the other. So
Right.
why not prepare well
Why
in
not
time?
prepare? Yes.
That,
It is said, and I also have observed, coming from the IT industry, that when you have got a vision and you have implemented that vision in your processes, then you can very well predict even when the next version of an open source software is going to come out. I can see similar, experience here, that having a vision, you already know that probably what is going to be the practice in education in the next few years. That's amazing, sir. But then when your teachers also cooperated and everybody started using this online teaching learning, and I'm sure that the extracurriculars practicals you are saying are now online, do you think that at the end of 1 year, is the enthusiasm the same? What differences do you find, because you have been the early adopters of this technology, of this way of working? What is your experience now, especially at the
madam,
end of 1 year?
yes, let me quote. AICT has mentioned that 20% of education should be online in future also. In fact, recently, the chairman AICT had tweeted, can we shift to 100% online? And we had replied also that, sir, for undergraduate level, 100% may not be advisable, because even in online Educa Berlin, the conference recommends for undergraduate students 40-60 model, 40% online and 60% chalk and talk kind of thing. So right now, India is already marching towards 20% in engineering education, and UGC has said we'll make it 25%. So online education is going to be part of the life. And another important thing is, it is not only the online education of the teachers of your colleges. If you see the new education policy, we are going to have a credit bank. These are the points which I had mentioned 3 months before. Credit bank facility, credit transfer facility. These are the two important aspects. So because of which, any student can decide the pace of learning. And he can put his credits in the bank with the university. As and when appropriate number of credits are available, he can ask for a degree. And these credits need not be from the discipline for which you are asking the degree. There will be 60 plus 20 plus 20% model. 60% core branch, 20% interdisciplinary, and other 20% will be humanities and social science, which is need of the time, including maybe classical music, classical dance, and whatnot. It should be taught in engineering. Or we can imagine a student of maybe College of Engineering, Pune, he used to discuss there in some meetings. Will be taking few courses at Ferguson College for Arts. He will take few courses at Film Institute. So this kind of combination of education, now a new education policy has adopted that. So because of this, we have to be prepared. And most important thing is, with this credit transfer facility, a teacher in India can teach to anywhere else in the world, students of anywhere else in the world, and the vice versa.
Right.
So because of that, we need to train our teachers how to teach across the different socio-economic cultural background, students with that kind of situation. Because if your student is in African countries, his approach could be different. European, Americans, their approach is different. And our Asian students' approach is different. But we can foresee that within next 5 years, the teachers sitting in Pune or Mumbai will be teaching to the 1,000 students throughout the world. Once I visited a technical university at Berlin, and I saw e-learning classroom of 1250 capacity. And they are building up another e-learning classroom of 850 capacity.
Oh my God. Okay.
I asked the question, why are you doing this when you have hundreds of classrooms and seminar halls and all that? They said these days most of the students are opting for online education, e-learning classes, or subjects which are taught in e-learning mode, because the best professor of the world is teaching these subjects at lowest price. Because the cost of, maybe a teacher is paid, that professor is paid $1,000 for 1 hour, but is attended by 10,000 students.
The cost,
It's
yeah.
only 10 cents per hour for the university. So this is going to happen. But that, see, this will have a double effect. One thing is that some of them will lose the jobs, and another thing will be some of them will be multinational professors.
Yes, that's true.
So this is going to come in next 5 years.
Yes, next 5 years. Right. Yeah.
Going in that direction.
Yeah, that's right. And that is the need of the hour, because as you are saying, the learners, when we see the psyche of the learners, they say that why are you asking us to come at 9 o'clock in the morning for a class which is anyway going to be online? You give us the recording, we will listen to it the time that we want. Or they can adjust the speed of the video and they can complete the video maybe in 10 minutes. So I think a lot of onus, a lot of responsibility is going towards the learners. And also the learners today are, as you rightly mentioned, and NEP is new education policy is also taking care of 60, 40 and 40%. Sorry, 60, 20 and 20%. I find that my own daughters also, although they are pursuing technical education, they are also into all these projects. I mean, currently they are taking on their own, they are getting involved in all these projects on their own. But then this is the need of the hour, that we also as an education system should change. And it is very nice to hear from you that, and through this platform, that we are already adopting to this new way, and the new education policy is ready to support us. And when you said that from the teacher's point of view, sir, thank you so much for saying this through this platform, that we are going to be international teachers from just tomorrow. Like the day 23rd of March you mentioned, we all sat at home and we were not able to see our students in the classrooms. Someday, exactly, I feel that we might be able to interact with all over the globe students through our online classrooms. Uh, with that, I think, sir, it was amazing to interact with you, and thank you so much once again for sharing your thoughts. Uh, I wanted to interact with you like this for some more time, but the paucity of time, my alarm says that we will have to conclude this discussion. But I'm sure, sir, I am inviting you from today itself to attend or to grace our next events also like this. Please do come and share. Please keep on mentoring us like this. We need your guidance, sir.
Sure, madam, and thank you very much. Because
So
future is going to be immersive way of learning. We'll discuss. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Certainly look forward for that.
Personally,
And yeah, thank you so much. Have a nice time ahead, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.